And hello everyone out there in podcast/YouTube land. This is Sleepy Bear Games, Bears and Chairs. I am Ray. Down on the bottom is Nags. And to the right is Mr. Tang/Dekangus Wang. So, everybody excited for this not E3 season?
Yeah, and if you're listening to us on you don't know where we're located. There is no screen you are watching.
You're welcome.
So
where the positions of our faces don't matter.
Welcome to the points of. I guess that was Whose Line Is It Anyway reference, right?
Yes, it was.
Good stuff. Okay, glad I'm not forgetting that too much.
It's still on TV.
Yes, but is it like are they still making new episodes of it?
Was
Yes.
it on my TV? Bum bum bum.
Like who hosts it right now? It's not Drew Carey anymore. It's Aisha Tyler.
Aisha, yeah.
Lana.
Yep, pretty much.
It's a Sima Yi.
Didn't even know who it was.
Just better keep Zuki
yeah,
away from her.
How excited are you for Diablo 4? There, Tank Swang. I got some good vibes.
Yes and no. I think people would view it through a different lens if it wasn't for all this Diablo Immortal nonsense.
I thought the same thing.
When you combine the initial blowback on Diablo 3 to the real real money auction house, and then the transition from that to the insane amount of predatory money-making schemes that are laced throughout Diablo Immortal.
Didn't I hear it costs like $160,000 just to be like fully geared up by the end?
It varied based upon your bad luck. So I've heard anywhere from $60,000 to $200,000.
And there's a story about a guy that spent over $6,000. He spent $6,000 in Diablo Immortal and got nothing. Got no 5-star.
That was Quinn69.
Yeah.
That was a streamer.
Yep.
So Quinn69 is a big PvP streamer. He also does a lot of isometric RPG like Diablo 4, Path of Exile. So it was just, how much money can we put to this before we get anything? And he was up at $6,000. He may have gotten some 5-star gems, but much like in Brave Exvius, just because if you get a 5-star character doesn't mean it comes to you as a 5-star gem. So you'll get it, but it'll be at 2 out of 5.
Yeah, exactly. So you get like a bottom tier 5-star character when you wanted a 5-star.
Yeah, you wanted a 5 out of 5. Not one not reaching its potential. So it was. Yeah, and then the further investigation from other people and Josh Dreyfus and all that stuff, it's really bad. And it'll make a lot of money, and that's the problem. Is that all the Diablo fans and people who normally play these types of games will see it for what it is, and review bomb the heck out of it. Tons of negative.
Whales.
Fan reaction and press involved in it, but it's a mobile, so all this the mobile gaming base is a completely different group of people.
I was gonna say, we should have, most people probably suspected that it was gonna be a pay-to-win type game anyway. Even.
Well, I mean, we knew it was gonna be a catch-up, but at the same time, that was a lot of people were like, "Oh, Blizzard's getting into mobile." Here's an opportunity to
not be that way.
Exactly, to show that you can put a good game on mobile, and everyone agrees that the tragedy situation is that underneath all the schemes and multiple currencies and all that, it's a really good game. But it's literally should just be called Diablo: The Hunt for Whales, right? It is
Whales!
specifically designed to find whales.
Diablo Immortal,
And
where
with
it's not
the
free
quality
will.
of the game they put behind it, they could have charged $30-$40 and people would have paid it.
Yeah, that's all they had to do was just maybe charge even 20.
But they'd rather, and this is, the last vestiges of the way Activision works, and King, 'cause Activision was Candy Crush. They'd rather get the people that are in the same camp playing Candy Crush, the other 30 million people that aren't watching YouTube about Diablo, that are just seeing this game like, oh, what's this? Oh, look, this is fun.
Oh, I can
And they
spend
have no
more money.
idea about all this extra content. That's why they started doing the streams. Like you can review bomb the living crap out of it all you want, but the people that it needs to reach will never be reached because they're not on YouTube looking up stuff for the next Diablo game.
Exactly.
So a lot of these streamers, they tried a different tack. They wanted to show how predatory it was outright, and they just started tracking how much money they were spending on their streams to get nothing. And and a bunch of them got like real high before they quit. But it was, it's documented. Like you can't, because they the PR machine would try to spin it that it was just, oh well, yeah, these people are overreacting. You can't buy gear, blah blah blah. You can't essentially put loot boxes in it. You can't put loot boxes in Europe, and they're a multinational company. So the way they got around that was they turned a gameplay loop into a loot box. So they put one extra step in there, and so it's technically not a loot box. Because what's random isn't the item that you're buying. You're not buying something that can become random. You're buying something that can boost another thing. That's random.
Which you can already get.
Yeah. Well, you could already do the random event. You're just making it so you have a better chance. Yeah, except that there's a hard cap that you don't talk about on those random events on what you can actually acquire. You will never see any of those items that you're promoting unless you pay money. And even then, you're not guaranteed for it.
Well, that makes it kind of sad for the other game that they're supposed to come out with too in a couple months.
Different team, not working through NetEase. Different type of game.
The Clash of Clans type game. I forget what it was.
Yeah. So they pretty much, in their introduction to that, and going through like the dev talks with it, while it is a mobile game, it's going to have mobile game paying elements. They flat out describe how their cash shop works and what you can and can't buy in there. And that one is significantly less predatory. But it's all in-house. It's not developed in conjunction with NetEase. So,
Right, well, at least there's a little hope for that one.
plus this one was founded on the grounds of Blizzard 2.0 and Microsoft and all that stuff. Like Diablo Immortal was started 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, that was the during the
they already-
BlizzCon where they announced it, and everyone thought it was an April Fool's joke. They're going up to him because everyone was expecting a Diablo 4 announcement. They go up to it, and the guy's like, "This is an April Fool's joke, right? You're joking, right?" And just the hype for it just immediately just died.
Because everyone wanted Diablo 4.
Yeah, exactly.
If they had just even teased Diablo 4 at the end of that whole Diablo Immortal announcement, nothing would have happened. But, yeah. I mean, as far as Diablo 4 goes, it looks great.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty nice. It looks clean.
It
Makes me excited for Diablo.
gameplay wise, I'm sure it's going to be great. A lot of things they're talking about in terms of how they want to approach shared world and calling it open world. I think it's a lot of potential to be a really good game. It's just, I think this experience will make them think twice before deciding to put, any more monetary transactions that are already natural through the Blizzard store and Battle.net's in there. But that's what gives everyone hesitation. It's just the Diablo Immortal stuff. But in terms of appearance and how their design philosophy, because the people who make the game don't make these monetary crap decisions.
Yeah.
Right. So the people that are in the studio making the game and just trying to make a really good game, like, I mean, from that standpoint, it looks like they're, knocking it out of the park from what we can tell.
But then you got Kotick and his minions going like, all right, now, how do we line our own damn pockets with gold? Put loot boxes in. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, that called
loot boxes that aren't loot boxes.
Yes, here we go. To take all of your money.
That was a hell of a show, though, where that got revealed. Xbox was just like unzipped its pants and just
Flapped out his
mollywopped people.
Flapped out his floppy.
The funny thing was they're like, we're not even talking about far future. Everything in this thing you can play in the next 12 months.
Yeah, I was kind of
If you
excited
can't play it, we won't show it.
for the Rick and Morty game High on Life. Well, technically it's not that, but
It's from the creator of it.
it's guy that does the voices.
Yep.
The Ravenlock game was a big surprise. It looked really cool.
I might
There
get
was
ready
a
to
bunch
play
of games in there with some super retro vibes. Like that. It looked like a Lovecraftian Metroidvania.
Did I miss that one? I might have missed that one.
Like that was super cool. I mean, you saw the next Hollow Knight trailer came up there. And obviously, like the one everyone's going to be talking about for very obvious reasons is Starfield.
Oh yeah, I just watched that one before we started. I kind of got excited for Bethesda.
Like, they're just like, this is our most ambitious thing yet. And for a company that's as ambitious as Bethesda is, like, it's insane.
Well, hopefully they're working on Fallout 5 too, because I need something better in my Fallout world.
Yeah, and not going to Pittsburgh, because Fallout 76 has an expansion. You get to go to Pittsburgh now.
I thought the
Hooray!
Fallout 76 expansion looked really cool. Like, oh
Did
my
it come
god.
out yet? Did it come out yet?
No, it's coming out, and I mean, it's the next 12 months. But they did a whole release of Pittsburgh. It showed off like, oh, we got story, we got NPCs, we got factions, we got like it's this whole thing. I'm like, this is a far cry from when it came out.
When it came out 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Can't believe it's been 4 years.
I
now.
can't believe it's been 4
And everything's
years.
on Game Pass, right? So it's play on Game Pass, play on Game Pass. Like, bang for your buck from Game Pass is just ridiculous.
Wow. And one thing that I was also excited for, they're bringing back not Forza Horizon, but Forza Motorsport, where it's actually the car racing.
So everyone
sim.
thought, yep. So everyone's like, another Forza game. I'm like, there hasn't been a new Forza Motorsport since 2017.
It's been longer than that, because the last one was 4, and I think that one was like
No, the last one was 7.
7. Whoa. Well, the last one I bought was 4. Okay. Jeez. I've been way off on that, because I've just been looking at the Forza Horizons, and I'm like, oh, they haven't had a Forza Motorsport in like a long time, but it's like, how are we going to capitalize on the success of Horizon and release another Forza Motorsport? And the floor is Microsoft's when it comes to Forza after the shit show that was Gran Turismo 7. And I was just like, God, I have absolutely no interest in playing that shit show of a game.
No one's holding a candle to Forza, right?
No.
They crush it.
Yeah, they've
Playground
absolutely...
games.
They got Polyphony got too big for their britches in making Gran Turismo. They're just like, yeah, no one can touch us. We're the realistic racing sim. And Microsoft's like, hold my beer. Here's a game that's comparable to it, and then later on we're taking that engine and making an open world racing sim out of it. Oh, now we're actually, refine that and make a really good racing sim out of it. So I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, Forza.
I'm
I've been
currently
waiting for
watching
Forza 8 to come out. Well,
the.
Forza 7 came out either the same year or the year before Forza Horizon 3. And we've gone through 3, 4, and 5 of Forza Horizon now.
That's why I just felt like it's been so long. I was just like, damn, it's like so many Horizons. And I thought just Horizon was just the focus after the first one came out. And there's like, oh, everybody likes an open world
There's
racing
a lot of
sim.
continued support for the first one. There's only so much you can do until engines advance enough that you can make a new, realistic racer sim in really have it feel like a new game because what are you gonna do? Like the most you can do is add tracks and cars. You could do with that DLC, and it did that with DLC.
Yeah, like a shit ton of cars. But it's just
tech advances enough that you can really be like, oh, there's so much more we can do here now. That like, let's make a new game. And that's what it did. So they just shipped to Horizons because they, it's new, new features, new locations, and they just sell incredibly well for good reason. They're a blast to play.
Yeah, well deserved. And it's just taking that model and everything like that and applying it to Blizzard so they can just get rid of all this just Activision poison. Hopefully that can be remedied in the next couple of years, and we're going to be able to see that, starting with this Microsoft influence. But time will tell on that, because
you can tell Phil, he's all about as wide of an audience as possible, and making things as accessible as possible. That's the vision of Microsoft. You don't offer that many games on Game Pass, like ridiculous amount, and that doesn't exist in the same mindset of the monetization that is Diablo Immortal. They're counterintuitive to each other.
Yes. Because you really don't hear that type of a controversy out of any Microsoft games, where you hear like, oh, loot boxes, oh, predatory, whales, everything like that. That doesn't associate with a lot of Microsoft games, if at all. Because I don't hear that. You hear that from EA and Activision.
I can't think of any off the top of my head. Not saying that there isn't. I'm sure there were some that went down that road when they were like a big thing. Mm-hmm. But most loot box games I think of come from Activision, EA, Ubisoft. The big third party.
Yeah, you were talking about like, how devs don't have any influence on these financial decisions with, the predatory tactics and everything like that. I remember when Ubisoft, they were launching their Quartz platform in I think The Division, and the developers were like, no, we don't want this. We just spent all this time fixing this damn game. So even they were like speaking out publicly against their overlords. And they were just like, no, we don't want this. We just spent a lot of time to fix the damn game and gain the community's trust, and now you want to ruin it with this bullshit of whatever the hell this was, and nobody bought that shit. Nobody. And Ubisoft has giant amounts of egg on their face. But the people that take the blame for that, the devs, oh, well, it didn't sell enough because you didn't make a good enough game. No, you made a stupid-ass financial decision. People don't want that shit.
Well, I don't think they take it... I don't think they take the brunt of it from above. Like, those people who made that decision, they know. They were rolling the dice on trying to up the profits. The problem is your everyman and on Twitter is sitting there blasting the devs. The devs literally just make a game. They do not control months. Like, that comes from the producer and above. Game director.
It's the devs.
Game directors and below. Yeah, you have to be in a producer in position or above to have any say in that.
Goddamn 3D modelers and their damn monetization. 3D modelers.
At least with Diablo Immortal, everyone is blasting the producer because he's Will. Yeah, Diablo Immortal, everyone's blasting the producer because he was the one that put him in the face of the Wyatt Chang. He was the one that announced Diablo Immortal years ago, and he's the one somehow trying to defend it on Twitter, and it's not going well for him. Yeah. But usually they go after game directors and devs and stuff, and it's very weird.
Yeah, when they have no say over that stuff. They're just making the game.
Like
it's the same as Laurie from Dundalk blasting Ray because Sherwin-Williams is charging more for paint.
Or like anybody blaming the president for gas prices. Easy target.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, it's
way to go, Biden.
What's Trump didn't do this.
Trump didn't do this.
Yeah.
Another thing
Oh,
that I
wow.
saw, another thing that I saw yesterday from Xbox Game Showcase was kind of cool. Was the fact that they're gonna put Persona on the Xboxes. I know you're not a big fan of that, Nags, but in terms of like trying to,
Yeah, talk about accessibility in the world. We lost Ray again.
you lost me.
He's still there.
Yeah, I'm still
No,
here.
he's still there. Yeah, I don't give a shit about Persona.
Yeah, I'm
Two
just
shits.
for the Japanese market and everything like that, because Xbox is not giving up on that. They you gotta love them. They're itching and they're scratching at it. They're like, no, we want to tap that Asian market. We want to be able to get into that, and they've never been able to gain a foothold. So they're just like, we'll just keep doing it though, just to satisfy the fans that did come over here for that. They could have just given up and thrown in the towel, but they're not. They're still trying to like put as many Japanese devs on their platform as possible because they know they have that core fan base that bought an Xbox that says, hey, you know what? You guys are trying, and you got my games on there. I'm gonna go for it because I'm tired of Sony's bullshit.
Well, I think they'll get it. I mean, getting all the personas is something that has been almost exclusively tied to PlayStation for a long time.
Yes.
And you couple that with them being like, oh, by the way, Kojima's making a game for us. Here he is. Right, Kojima?
Yeah,
Seems like
I'm making a
it's-
game. Bye. See you.
Yes, I'm making a game. Going to be a great game. I can only do it on Xbox cloud technology. And basically, which is funny because he's like, because, Xbox's cloud tech is, is insane. The same with Google's cloud tech and Amazon's cloud tech. They're all crazy. Who doesn't have cloud tech? Sony. So that was just like, also like, hey, here's Kojima. By the way, shots fired at Sony. I cannot make a game like this on Sony.
Which is hilarious.
But I also cannot reveal it. And his name's in the cookie jar of a lot of things, like the rumored Silent Hill revivals and everything else like that. Oh, Kojima's attached to it? I'm like, we don't know because it's Kojima. He could be talking about anything.
Silent Hill's been in rumored revival for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Ever since before PT.
Yeah, but it's over the last couple of years, it's really ramped up. Like, really ramped up. You're talking about, like, Silent Hill.
Of course, because you're going through the remake of all the Resident Evils.
Yeah.
So what does everyone else think? Oh, well, Resident Evil, what else are we getting? Silent Hill, maybe?
Dino Crisis?
Maybe a remake of Silent Hill 1 or 2, two of the most iconic non-Resident Evil, horror games from the PlayStation 1 era.
Little Dino Crisis?
That would be nice, but they got, like, a weird, like, hybrid dino shooter that Capcom's releasing, and it looks like Regina was in that title, but it's not called Dino Crisis. Not Dino Crisis.
Yeah, we'll see. That's today. Capcom's presentation is 6 o'clock today.
Oh.
So we'll see if that makes another appearance.
Long shot wild card for new Breath of Fire. No, not happening, but
Not happening.
a man can dream.
I wish.
You are more likely to see a Capcom platform fighter featuring a Breath of Fire character than a new Breath of Fire.
Yes. More chances of a Darkstalkers or a Red Earth happening, which is not happening, than an actual Breath of Fire game.
You're never going to see Darkstalkers again.
No.
It never sold very well when it was a thing. It was very much a niche game, and AAA developers don't deal in niche anymore.
Nope. Which is sad.
Yeah, you can put it up there with holding your breath for another Ogre Tactics.
I'm never gonna see another ogre battle in my life. I've already just. I'm just gonna.
You'll see games like it from indie devs and smaller studios, and there are plenty out there.
I'm gonna be sad about it my entire life.
Yeah, Triangle Strategies is close as we're going to get to that, I think.
Which is an amazing game, which I need to finish. I was just, while you guys were talking about that, I was listening and putting comments in, but I was watching the trailer for Redfall, which looks like a vampire Borderlands.
Yeah, I mean, it's from Arcane. I'm a big Arcane fan, so I'm automatically intrigued.
Looks kind of fun.
They made Dishonored and Prey. And they were...
Yeah, I was getting those kind of vibes from it, too.
They are level design wizards. Like, that is their thing.
Oh, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a fun time in the old Vampire Heart tonight or something.
Yeah, and it's got that same like retro nostalgia vibe. It's that small town. It's that Stranger Things small town.
Exactly.
It's that Fallout 4 Far Harbor.
Yeah, it does have that kind of vibe. It does. It looks fun. Maybe we can get ready to play a modern FPS, and it would be the funniest thing ever.
We couldn't get him to play a retro FPS.
He did. He played GoldenEye.
GoldenEye. I beat it.
Very poorly.
How long did we knock on the door for Turok?
I would love for him to pick up Turok too. Wait a minute. Wait a second. Hold up.
Hold up.
Lady. Rest in peace, Nate Dogg.
No, I was just. Is Vin Diesel's in Arc 2?
Arc 2, yes. That's Vin Diesel.
What the fuck?
Vin Diesel rides a dinosaur. That was the way they closed out the Xbox Bethesda showcase. Yeah, that's the whole gimmick behind Arc 2.
The fuck?
That was in the middle. That was in the middle of it. They closed out the Xbox showcase with Starfield. They do that little recap at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just looking at some of the smaller titles that may look like fun.
Did you look at Ravenlock? Very like Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, that looks interesting.
But like she's, the main character is like full textured poly, but then she's going into this place. Everything looks like almost like it's made out of Legos.
Huh. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Was the game that you were talking about earlier The Last Case of Benedict Fox?
Yeah, that is exactly it.
Yeah, that looks creepy and awesome all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was scrolling through and I saw Vin Diesel. I was like, fuck, what?
What the?
Like new Chronicles of Riddick?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was at first. I was like, wait a minute, it says Arc 2. Wait, what? Fucking actors, man.
Takes it back to high school with Vin Diesel in a video game. I'm like, ooh, Chronicles of Riddick. I just love the hype that was surrounding that game. Watching G4 and like having them like just hype it up.
Speaking of Japanese, Ray, you see they're doing a partnership with Koei Tecmo. You see that game?
Oh yeah, the Wolong. It's gonna be like a basically Chinese Neo. I'm looking forward to that.
Well, it's Team Ninja.
Yep. That's a dev that spits out some fucking games, I'll tell you that much. I mean, they took like 10 years to make the first Neo, but then all of a sudden now it's like, oh, here's Neo 2. Here's a Stranger of Paradise. Here's a Ninja Gaiden collection. Oh, now we're working on a Chinese version of Neo with dragons and shit. Here you go.
Yeah, well, I think it was more... I don't think it's full, like, Neo. Or I think it's like... if you took that concept and elevated it or moved it the needle closer to Dynasty Warriors.
Oh.
With a more cinematic appeal.
Yeah, this everything's speculation right now. It's a cinematic trailer.
Yeah, with
the speculation is that the way they're displaying it is, since it's so similar, to the way Dynasty Warriors trailers go, that it's going to be more like action combo heavy.
Devil May Cry
Like
Warriors.
Devil May Cry. So like if you had like a Devil May Cry, yeah, versus Neo, and then just move to somewhere in the middle of that, which sounds good to me.
Yeah, sign me up. Because I'll play anything by Team Ninja right now. They're hitting it out of the park.
So yeah, according to this Capcom leak thing I got from Game Rant, so we already know about Resident Evil 4 remake, which, yay, hopefully. And by hopefully I mean I hope it's like good.
I think so.
Well, Resident Evil 3 wasn't too great.
But 2 was.
Okay, but 3 wasn't. That was the last one.
Yeah, but they've already said that they've learned their mistakes from Resident Evil 3 remake, so we'll see what they do with number 4. I got confidence in Capcom. They're allowed to miss a little bit here.
The same mistake they made 20 years ago when they put out Resident Evil 3 right after 2?
Yeah, it was literally the same. So now 4 is going to be absolutely epic.
I don't know who's making it. RE3 was third party. That was the big difference.
Yeah. So they saw what happened with RE3, and they're like, no, we're not going to do that with RE4. They actually like scrapped a little bit of the development. Like, all right, we'll actually do this now. And I mean, I was already getting like RE2 remake vibes from it just because of the fact they're using the same Leon model from RE Engine. I'm just like, okay, this is definitely looking like RE2 remake, and I'm digging this. I don't know how I felt about having an RE4 remake because that game does not need to be remade because it is awesome. Still holds.
And it still holds up and it still looks great.
Yeah, still holds up and looks great. And there's still games that it has influenced to this day that still use the RE4 formula. But man, I'm just looking at the trailer. I'm like, okay, color me enthused. I'm excited for this. I'm looking forward to an RE4 remake, and the fact that it's coming out within a year is also pretty awesome. And I was like, as soon as I saw the jacket, I was like, all right, I'm into this. Let's do this thing. I have confidence in Capcom because they're as a dev are hitting it out of the park right now, especially with believe it or not, my most anticipated game coming out within the next year is Street Fighter 6. Because holy shit, everything they've shown about that game is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it looks like they might show some more stuff today.
Yeah, I think they're done with Street Fighter 6 in terms of what they're showing right now. They've come out and tweeted out and it's like, all right, we hope you like what we've done over the last like 2 weeks or so, but we need a break. So we're going to be producing some new stuff for you to release later on. But as of right now, just hold your breath for more Street Fighter 6 news because we're gonna take a little bit of a break here. And they've been going like hardcore, like especially like the Summer Games Fest. They actually made like a not E3 type thing out of it, where you actually were able to play have a demo of the game, and people were playing it and giving their impressions. They're like, "This is good. This is really good."
Yeah. It looks like we might also get some DLC update for Resident Evil Village. So I want to get your ass back in there.
Looking forward to that. But man, playing RE8 in VR, can you imagine that freaking dollhouse segment?
Oh, I would shit my pants.
Oh yeah, shit my pants last night. I'm good for at least one of those a year.
It'd be more than one of those a year. It'd be 2 of those a day with it.
Yeah.
It looks like there also might be a sequel for Dragon's Dogma.
Yes, that was also rumored, a Dragon's Dogma sequel that can come out, and what else did I see on there? Shit, I'm blanking right now on the things that are coming in the Capcom chain.
That's kind of all I got, at least from this report. But yeah,
having a show, so I would say the fact that they're even having a show means they have something. And a lot of the times, a lot of the big times, that like anything that's big, most people don't even know about it. Like, so the leaker wouldn't be able to get a hold of it because they keep it secret to even a lot of their own people.
Well, it says it's going to last around like 35 minutes, so you can see a lot in that time.
You're going to see a lot.
Yeah. And I would say that because they're having an event, there could be some things only because we're expecting a bunch. But I mean, let's be honest, Sony had an event and they barely showed crap.
Tis the way that they roll.
Yeah, but like, do you expect anything else from Sony? Like, we're not going to show you any games, but here's a man playing a flute.
The good old skin flute. Because it was actually that color too, so it was kind of weird. I remember that presentation very well. I mean, I will say the state of play, as kind of barren as it was better than the Summer Games Fest opening night. Oh, that was a droll. I mean, in terms of like the state of play, you got the RE4 remake, you got FF16, you got Street Fighter 6 all revealed in one show. I was like, okay, and that was it. Whereas Summer Games Fest was like, here's a remake of a remaster of a game that came out just 10 years ago.
Oh my god, don't get me started on how much I fucking hate that.
Yay.
Like, I'm so excited for the television series to come out, which has Mando playing Joel, which I don't know why people were so angry about him playing that character anyway.
Oh, no, that's a great choice.
No, but there were some people that were like...
There's always going to be people that are like... You just got to navigate through the noise.
There's too many of you fucking trolls. Get a life.
Yeah, there's too many you trolls out there saying the Summer Games Fest show had nothing in it.
Like... Shut the fuck up. I mean, it looks...
there was a lot there. It's depending on your perspective, right? I mean, if you're just waiting for someone to wow you with another, flying Asian man with a sword, then you were disappointed. But there was a new Aliens game. Aliens is a huge property, and that you can't call it generic, space military game. It's freaking Aliens. It created space military.
Yeah, it defined the late 70s it came out, I think.
Yeah, every colonial space marine type game you've seen come out, anything, movie, anything, all drives back from its roots from Aliens. Like, it created the genre. So, and it unfortunately it's had a very mixed run in gaming.
Yeah.
It has some absolute bangers and some things that have, become cult classics like Isolation. And then you have, the complete ball drops that are like Aliens, Colonial Marines.
And then you also have Alien vs. Predator, the arcade game.
Right?
Plus,
everyone knows that game.
That game was the shit. I fucking love. That's one of my favorite beat 'em ups of all time. Is Alien vs. Predator. God damn, it was so good.
And then they had a new Nightingale trailer, and Nightingale, like, that's I believe that's from the former producers and developers at Lionshead.
Minus Peter Molyneux.
All the creators of BioShock and everything. So seeing what's actually going on with Nightingale, I still can't understand what the game is actually about, but also doesn't surprise me. No one really knew what the heck BioShock was about for the first until a month before it was out, and then then
people still didn't know.
Is this a spiritual successor to System Shock?
System Shock got a trailer. At the PC Game Show. X-Men Midnight Suns got their release trailer. So people that are into both X-Men and tactical games.
And XCOM, because it's been made by Firaxis. Literally, it's like, oh, it's X-Men XCOM. Yeah, from the people that make XCOM. You're good.
Yeah, and I mean, Game Show is where we got the Guile trailer. The Guile is brick house.
Giant fingers. That was one thing that I noticed. I was like,
I mean, Street Fighter always has giant fingers and giant feet. That's just their gimmick.
Did they steal it from Disney?
Disney has, tiny little pieces of bacon compared to Capcom sausage fingers.
That's crazy.
These things, you don't want to get... These guys, they just got dicks for fingers. That's all. Yeah, it's the Street Fighter 6 gameplay trailer, Guile. That was, to my knowledge, it's also the first time Guile has had, like legit combo links and a like multi-hit cinematic super, like he does at the end there.
Yeah.
Also, the first time he's ever had eyebrows.
Yeah, not just the whole Sonic Boom times 20. And there's my super.
And a goatee. So, I love Guile. I've always loved Guile. So,
as long as they just do it smart and make a skin for Jean-Claude Van Damme, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
They should just do that from going forward. Just make all the skins from the movie playable.
It's looked back on like so nostalgically, but in the time it was so weird. Like Guile is, the true American hero of
American as American can be.
Go home, be a family man.
Street Fighter. Like he's.
Let's all just be honest. The most best representation of Guile was Joel McHale.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one.
Fought in a war.
Existed,
I fought in a war. Which war? The War of Wars. I need to go watch that.
To watch them all, just back to back. I
will.
I got a 50-minute drive ahead of me, so I'll just listen to all those and put them on a playlist and just listen.
I put a little fun in the chun, if you know what I mean.
Here's Guile. He's got a very not American accent.
Still, not one of the worst.
It's looked back like very favorably now because it was just so
90s
of the cheese in 90s of that was that movie. Like people were mad in the moment, right? Because it's like, I thought we were getting a serious Street Fighter movie. Now it's looked back as this like cheese comedy.
Yeah, got its own cult following. And if they were to use like those types of skins in, Street Fighter 6, hey, it worked for Mortal Kombat 11. That was awesome what they did.
Well, I brought it up. I figured it would be cool.
You're
Here
so
you go, Capcom.
mine.
Do something great.
Yeah, I feel like skins are something that's not utilized nearly enough, but Capcom is big on it. That's why I don't understand, circling back to Diablo, I really don't understand, like, why they can't just, like, if you have people that love the game and you give them a cash shop with a whole bunch of cosmetic skins and you make those skins desirable, they will freaking buy it. And no one will accuse you of being predatory because all you're doing is offering them more things for their game.
Yeah, it's just a cosmetic.
Yeah, cosmetics.
Which is okay to charge for.
Like, it doesn't change anything about the game. It's just, hey, you want to look like your Tyrael, or get partnerships outside. You want to look like your Ash.
Yeah, just to go ahead and do it. There you
go. Your person with a gun looks like Ash, and he uses your sawed-off boomstick. Like, go for it. Hey, cool.
That's what they should do.
You want to make all your zombies look like they're from Shaun of the Dead? Here's the zombie skin.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, but no, tying that shit to armor and player versus player, it's ugh.
Yeah, it's not armor. It's slotted in armor. So it's all these things they did to change it so they could make ridiculous statements like you cannot buy armor for real money. And this is true. However,
when you get to the gem slot, that's where it's... And you get one of those high-powered gems, like, that helps.
Yeah. They focused on that because most of the time in Diablo, player power is derived from gear. So if they say you can't buy gear with your money, you can't buy player power for your money. So they changed the system. They said, all right, here's gear, but how do you get the top end of the gear? Well, most of its power is going to be derived from these gems, which you are randomly granted, and you can be access to them can be bought with money. In fact, access to the best can only be bought with money.
And before they would drop like pancakes.
Yeah, like
in the last game, they would just be everywhere. Now it would take a lot of like gold to finite them into the best possible gem, but it was still free. It was part of the gameplay.
And gems were supplementary. Gems are not your set bonuses and your legendary item and your gear was deriving your power.
Exactly.
There was a little bit of flair with the gem of how you wanted to finish your build off. They just flipped it and made the gem more powerful and then made you have to pay for that. Well, you don't have to buy gear. Gear is just shell.
Why does this armor have like 6 gem slots? What? How do I get a gem? Oh, here it is. I had to buy it.
Well, every piece of armor has gem slot, which is also something that's not true in most of
Yeah. Now we could make the argument that you could like change it around so it could just be a gem slot through transmutation or whatever the fuck it was called. I don't remember. But it's like if it's coming in like automatically, then that's fucking shit.
All that just makes my head hurt.
Yeah,
saving that one for the end.
You could literally recreate the whole like stat acquisition of the game and be like, all right, we don't have gear. Here's skins and gems. This is how you want to look, and this is your power. The gear can be removed. It's just a shell. The gear only exists in this game directly so that they can say that you can't buy player power. And it's false. It's a lie. It's a technicality.
And a really weak one at that.
Do better.
Do better. God, it just makes my head hurt just thinking about all this shit.
Well, Josh Strife-Hayes, Diablo Immortal, like explaining the predatory game design, is that should be at over 1 million views now. I looked at last; it was 999,000.
And how many of those are negatives, dislikes?
You don't know; it's hidden.
YouTube don't want that one anymore. Wah.
Yeah, it's at 1 million. 3 days ago, 1 million views.
Nice. Good for him. So any more predictions for tonight? I would love to see a Breath of Fire.
Breath of Fire.
You can make. I mean, you can make. I don't have bold predictions because I think they're going to do everything relatively safe. But you could do kind of like dreamed things.
Yeah, there you go.
If you really want.
Breath of Fire. A real 6.
Power Stone 3.
Raze would be Dino Crisis.
Yes.
Dark Void 2. I thought Dark Void was a really fun game.
Dare I say a return of Destiny of an Emperor? Old Nintendo RPG that Capcom made? That's
a wild dream.
You talk about a wild dream. That's me just joking. That's a joke want.
Either Lost Planet 4 or a Lost Planet remake.
Do you think they'll do another Mega Man today?
Maybe.
I haven't heard anything about Mega Man since 11 came out, and that was like what, 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, and it was well received.
AAA like take on Mega Man would be, give Mega Man the same love that Sonic's getting.
Yeah, maybe turn it into more of a Metroidvania.
Oh god, a Metroidvania Mega Man would be incredible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it would be. And you can customize.
The world is the hub, you still have to go to the different parts of the world, just like in Mega Man, to go beat the boss to get their power to go beat the other bosses.
Exactly. It would be pretty badass. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. They did make that RPG about sitting right in my shelf right there.
Which one?
Mega Man Command Mission.
Like they made more than one Mega Man RPG.
Well, I meant just like.
Because there's Command Mission and there's also Network Transmission.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was Mega Man X. Make sure I gotta get it right. Come on out. Don't be shy. You know you want to. Still got it. Like, I meant more. This was a more traditional RPG, if I remember it correctly. I was still surprised it got made.
It has a cult following too. Command Mission.
Because it's really good. I always kind of thought of it as like the spiritual successor to Breath of Fire. Looking back,
though, GameCube days, everyone took a lot more risks.
We need to go back to that. Stop worrying about money. You'll make it.
I mean, part of the problem is that making a AAA title now is just so expensive.
It's true.
So they're like, you bomb way harder.
There ain't no coming back from that. Well, we can always hope for a Breath of Fire game.
Yep, that's the wild card that doesn't sound like a pipe dream. Still a pipe dream, but not, out of the realms of possibility. As they said, Angels in the Outfield. Hey, it can happen.
Or you just say if they build it, they will come.
People will come, Ray. They will come from miles around. They will come everywhere. Oh, they most certainly will come.
I just want to point out that you focused on the word "come."
Yes,
There's a lot of come.
That was intentional.
Yeah.
You must have had a lot build up.
It's been a while. Gotta make sure I have enough for everybody to share.
They will come around again. And to quote Val Venus, I came, I saw, and I came again.
The greatest wrestler in history.
Yes, the greatest wrestler of all time.
Saved Ryan's privates.
Sayonara.
All right.
Yamaguchi.
I guess we can stop there so I can get to work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wrap it.
Okay,
Wrap it up,
that is a
Ray.
good note to
Go
leave
ahead.
on. Val Venus is a good note to leave on.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. Say bye.
All right, folks. You can check us out on Podbean and check us out on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Give us some follows, and you contribute to the algorithm. We grow because of you. So keep on shining, folks, and keep on the dream, and hope for Breath of the Wild at Capcom. Let's go. See you. See you, everybody.